Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and this is Odie.
Hey.
Look at all the different areas joining us.
I mean, from Conrad, Louisville, Hero,
Hickory.
You name it. Hickory.
Scuba.
Man,
The list goes
everywhere.
on. We always love to see where you're watching from, and we do appreciate that. Odie has gone and messed up my morning by bringing up a subject that out of left field. He said it, and I thought, wait a minute. Oh, and then it hit me what you were talking about. You better remember a movie called Johnny Dangerously.
It was a gangster comedy, I guess you could say. That was fun. We was talking about painting trucks and wrapping trucks, and it was like, you remember they had 4 or 5 different colors on there.
He'd just peel it off every time he wanted to change the color of his gangster car.
As the police was chasing them.
That was hilarious.
Look at Nellie Bird.
Yeah. Florida?
Yeah, Okeechobee, Florida. Newton, DeKalb, they everywhere. Thank y'all for being with us. We appreciate it.
Kind of like Ray Stevens. They everywhere. They everywhere.
That's it. Tennessee. Yeah.
Well, I got some Tennessee. We do appreciate y'all. Now, as we're starting this out this morning, as we mentioned a moment ago, you need to keep some prayers going as we've got a family that is going to be displaced, as we have a mobile home that was fully engulfed somewhere right around 5 a.m., maybe 10 minutes after we got the word that the home was on fire. The family did get out. This would be near the Vimville-Causeyville Road area, out where the family fish camp is.
Out that way. Causeyville, why not Vimville? I don't know who all's out that way, but they had a good response out there. And, so prayers for the family, prayers for the firefighters that's having to battle this blaze this morning.
As we pull this up, this is where it was here. Here's the family fish camp. It'd be just south of there on Vimville-Causeyville Road. As you'll look at all of this, this comes into there. 5400 block is where that took place, Odie. We're glad that no one is hurt, but it doesn't help your feelings when you lose everything you've got. We know that flames were showing. We don't know if it's a total disaster, but usually when flames are showing in a situation like this, it's not good. So,
and they were pretty quick getting there. So hopefully they could get the water on it and get it on out pretty quick. But hadn't got any updates on that yet, and I know that they're busy fighting that right now.
Yeah. Also, as we go to Highway 45 North, just above Marion, before you get to Cotton Gin, let's pull this up here and show everybody where we're at on this. This is where the accident here, a 2-car accident, where the flea market is. Directly across from it, right around here, is a 2-car accident. Cotton Gin Road is right up here, right there. Then you get on up to Russell Thompson Road, but a wreck right here. The Mississippi Highway Patrol, Marion, Volunteer Fire Department. I can't say that this morning.
For
the far right there. From northeast, we're responding to this to help out as well. So hopefully the roadway is clear, but we're not 100%. If you're traveling that direction every morning, slow down, be a little bit prepared when you get in that near Blossman Gas. And also if you're coming into town, when you get to Cotton Gin, slow it down a little bit there so you'll be prepared for whatever is coming out of there.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, what a morning we've got ahead of us there. All eyes, Odie, as we watch what's going on in Israel. As we know, Joe is going to be traveling to Israel this week. He'll leave tomorrow as they fly out there. Hopefully peace will happen. But for what happened, you got to go back to 9/11. Would the United States have listened to somebody that said, no, y'all calm down over there. It's going to be okay. Don't counterattack. Now, do we really think that Israel? No, I think they have the right for what has happened to their homeland to go after the folks that did what they did. Unspeakable what they did.
And here, they no warning, no nothing, just went in there and started bombing and
shooting
capturing people and killing people. And Israel has said, okay, y'all got some time to get out because we're fixing to bring it to y'all, but y'all get out. So here they took a beating that was not told and then turned around and said, hey, we're just giving y'all a warning. We're fixing to come in.
Now, and this is where things get to where I scratch my head and go, what are people thinking? As we go to the United States after this happens, we have a group of students, and they go to Harvard, they go to these fancy colleges that were in support of the Hamas people that attacked them. A billionaire came out and said, look, these people that are among this organization, let's get their name to where they're not hired. Although they may be in some fancy college, with what they're doing, they don't deserve. They are now begging for money to support them. Look at this, because they're suffering from mental health because people are saying they don't deserve to get a job, and they're begging for money.
Well, tough.
Boy, you talk about the United States right for being picked on, while we worry about and we try to figure out whether we're a man or a woman and people that have their feelings hurt. Where's our country headed? And
never been told no.
Exactly.
You know, the hardest thing in the world is to let a loved one hit rock bottom. To be there and let them know that you love them, but to let them experience what you tried to explain is going to happen. They've got to experience that rock bottom. They've got to experience that bad part of life before they can realize what they're getting. These kids never experienced any of that.
And it's like, as a kid, not everybody should get a trophy, but I think they do now.
Everybody.
Everybody gets a ring.
You know, yeah. When we were playing baseball, Pee Wee baseball, it was, all right, guys, look, this is it. If we win here, we're in the championship. If you lost, you lost.
Yeah, you were.
You didn't get a trophy. It was good guy. Look, good game. We played our heart out, but we'll try it again next year. But you didn't get anything going. I played. I played.
Yeah, as Ashley says,
Participation trophy.
That word that I can't say this morning. I hadn't had enough coffee. But again, we've got to get the United States back on track to where we are respected again, is where I was going with all of that. We've got to defend our own and be able to help others when they need it.
Exactly. And I'm telling y'all, that's God's country.
Yes, sir.
That's God's land. That's God's own pick. And if you support God, you better support Israel.
As we move to a different subject, I'm not sure everybody is going to remember this show. Barnabas was his name?
Jones?
That's Barnaby Jones.
Barnaby Jones.
Barnabas was his name. As we go back to it was one of the first daytime dramas, like, what do you call soap opera?
I wouldn't know any of them.
Dark Shadows was the name of it. We've got an actress this morning who has passed away as we show her picture. That's Barnabas there, old Dracula in the background, and that was the young lady that he was trying to bite. She has passed away at the age of 84. That was a big show back in the days, as I remember calling them stories, if y'all remember that. Her name is Laura Parker. She passed away at the age of 84.
Wow.
As we remember those who, well, you might have remembered that show. Collins. Look at that
Barnabas
list there.
Collins.
Miss Ann Hall.
Man, they all got you. Ann, Arlene, Mag, Steve.
Folks remember more than you think they do.
Yeah.
I was a kid, and I could remember him coming out the coffin and
one of those.
Yeah, he seemed normal. He could only hang out at night, though.
Yeah.
He left to bite people.
With 2 little holes in the neck. I'm going to suck your blood.
They did that. Did you ever watch any of the Zorro movies? The early?
Oh yeah, and I liked the Zorro.
I liked those Zorro. He was.
They come on Sunday mornings.
Did George Hamilton play him in some of those original ones?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, I always liked that.
You know, that's why he always stood there with that silver mirror up to his head trying to get some sun.
Do you remember the one to where there was 2 Zorros?
I don't remember.
You don't remember Zorro the Gay Blade? To where he had a brother that would wear pink in the Zorro outfit. He was going, what's going on?
I don't think so.
It was funny.
I'll cut you.
It was funny. It's like, I need to stop because that really was one of the funny.
Did he do a Z too?
He did Z's too, but he did it a little bit not as manly as the other one did. It was hilarious. We'll leave it at that. Thank y'all. We'll be right back. We got a lot to talk about what happened in the last 24 hours to update you. Get after it. We'll be right back.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs.
Still available in Meridian at Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power, 71 Highway 19 North behind Waters International. The PreCast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the PreCast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The PreCast Group. And welcome back. Just to prove to Odie that I'm right, and this was a TV show, let me pull this up from Google where everybody can see this. Oh. This was Zorro and the gay Blake there. Of he was dressed like he normally did, and then as his brother that came back. Here's a different outfit that Zorro wore during that. And I'm going to quit.
Do you call that flamboyant?
I think that may be the word. And there was the other outfit, because Zorro kept changing all these different colors, and they kept going, "What's wrong with Zorro? He's not wearing black." Yeah. It was funny. And then George Hamilton was the guy that played the part on all of that. And Terry, you're right. We do still watch The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger was just one of those that did the right thing for everybody. The good guy wins.
Oh, yeah.
He reminds me of Alan Jackson's song, "Here in the Real World." Cowboys don't cry and the heroes never die.
Yeah,
Good always
the movie
wins.
Came out.
Yeah.
Early 80s, late 70s.
And
something like that.
Who's it? Beverly was talking about her husband had a Zorro T-shirt that wore it till there were holes in it. You could. I had a Elvis shirt one time that literally you could have read a newspaper through. I wore it so long.
But it felt comfortable.
Yeah. Boy, when you get that shirt that is good, we all do that from time to time.
Well, it's like your boots. When they just got comfortable, they let water in.
You're talking about those boots I had at lunch. I got a pair. I'm going to get Angie. She was supposed to get me a new pair, and then she's lost it. She didn't get them. I thought they were on the way. But I got a pair that really probably doesn't need resoling because they're gone really too far.
Well, I mean, it's been a great time to wear them. No rain in sight.
But I wear them on days when it's raining and go, "Oh."
Yeah, and then your sock gets wet.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what's going on this morning as we move around. We got to say congratulations. The record has been beat out of Lauderdale County as we have Newton Academy come into town.
Now, they didn't just beat them by a couple of rolls.
No. Here we go.
Woo, 240 rolls. That's averaging 24 of them dudes a person.
There you go. Now, as you say, we got a table full there. 240 of them as they beat the record.
Now,
I'm not sure if the cheerleaders ate more or if it was the football players.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were there to cheer them on or if they were eating. But now, from what I gathered, it was only 10 of them, right, that can participate?
I'm not sure what the rules are.
We need to find out.
We need to go down for an update to Logan's and figure out what the criteria of this is.
I got a friend can beat that by himself.
Who's that?
Greg.
You gonna put Greg in a situation you think Greg could deliver?
I don't know. I bet me, you, Barry White, Anthony Chancellor.
Anthony can put some food down now.
Yeah. Greg.
We have to see and get our own team, see if we can hang with them.
I think we can do it.
It's really, this has been entertaining watching the different football teams show up down at Logan's to see if they can break the record. We're at 240 rolls. Who can break it? Newton County Academy is in the win. I am right on that. Yeah, Newton Academy football.
We'll be the only ones to bring a sheriff in a corner.
In case somebody gets hurt.
We'll call
We did have a little gunfire last night, Odie, as we went to bed, as we would find out. And this was the only one I know about. Doesn't mean there wasn't more. But we had a gray car. How many times has this gray car shown up? This would be in the 4500 block of 25th Court is where this is. This is due northwest of Highland Park is where this happened. Here's State Boulevard Extension. Over here is Highland Baptist Church. It's due west of there. More gunshots in the area. No one hurt, no one injured. But we think you need to know where things happen that go thump in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday, I got it was called in as a gunshot, but it wasn't a gunshot because I got several reports of it that said, hey, I heard gunshots south of the Evangel Temple and right before you get into town. And I had video sent to me, and it was more like an explosion. I had video cameras where it shook a house when it went off. I don't know what it was.
Somebody was playing with some tannerite
at
again.
12:22 a.m. Yeah, it was kind of early for that.
Yeah.
But it was a boom, and it did rattle some windows. I just don't know what it was.
Greg, were you testing out that new product?
Filming. He's making YouTube videos of how to play.
Well, look at there. There's V out there this morning.
Good.
Yeah, good morning, V.
Angie says no one can out-eat teenagers.
No animal can out-eat teenagers.
She said, ask Joe at Piggly Wiggly. It can't be done.
Ooh.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We're going to check in on that. We're going to bring some official rules so everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
How much this is going to cost. What do you got to pay, like?
I'm sure you got to eat to play.
You get $10 a piece. You probably got to call well in advance. Yes, can I order 300 rolls, please?
They would have to, yeah. Bob McNeese says you walk in, you have to roll out after that. Can you imagine how miserable you'd be after 240 rolls?
Oh, man.
It's something to think on.
Oh.
We had an accident last night. This would be at mile marker 153 on I-20, Odie. This is where 22nd Avenue is where this is, where you get off to go to Cloverleaf or even toward the Meridian Police Department. As we pull this up, this is where it happened. It was a rollover accident. Of course, they had to call in the ambulance and fire truck to take care of everything there. No serious injury that I'm aware of, but we did have someone treated for injuries there. I don't think it was life-threatening is the word I'm looking for.
That's good. That's good. Look at that. Congratulations to Union Middle School 8th grade football team for having an undefeated season.
Wow.
That's tough to do. That's tough.
Yeah, it is. That is fantastic. Man. We're proud of you.
Yeah, congratulations.
I think this is more of a joke than it is anything. I even went and looked at the page, and it said...
it has been for 3 years.
Why stop now? But as we all know, Donald Trump started a social site called True Social. It never really caught on. You can't use it on a computer. It's not... Anyway, Joe yesterday, and I made a headline out of it, Joe has joined it. Now, of course, Joe don't know how to get there, but his team does. And they've added him on there. So Joe Biden's campaign launching an account on the Truth Social. And I'm sure it's getting hits left and right of people picking on it.
Oh, I need to go on there and find out what all they're saying.
I got an account, and then after I figured out you couldn't use it on your computer where I sit mostly, I hadn't been back.
I do enough on my phone. I don't need something else.
Yeah.
That daggone Monopoly Go crap.
I don't even know what that is. Are you hooked?
It's a blooming game.
And you can't get rid of it. Every moment, Odie of the quarter.
Well, I'm not going to pay for nothing. So I get like 80 dice a day. I run through them suckers.
But so you can pay to play is what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
These folks have got to be making some daggone money.
Oh, of course they do.
And there's people out there that's got to be paying for this.
Well, you get addicted and you just can't stop.
I reckon.
And then you look at it as your form of entertainment.
So when Braylon was young, before Pawpaw got him his own phone, he would borrow mine, and he bought some stuff. And I'm sitting here going, ooh, I've got to change my password or make it where
Yeah.
you had to have a password to get on it. And I saw where people were suing Apple because their child got on their phone and bought $200 or $300 worth of stuff. Now, Braylon was never that. He spent like $20.
Yeah.
But they sued Apple for their grandson getting on their phone buying stuff and won. And Apple had to reimburse them however much it was their grandson. That didn't have nothing to do with Apple.
No.
That was my failure as a granddad to
Not block it.
not block it, to give him access. And I'm the one that gave him the phone. And it goes back to...
Take responsibility for your own actions.
Exactly. We don't know how to do that anymore.
And I've heard this before of like if you hire somebody to do something, your wife or your husband comes in and makes a change, and then at the end of the job you go, no, I don't owe you for that. I didn't authorize that. When your wife did. Well, I didn't do that. I'm not. Your spouse, you're responsible for what happens in your household.
Exactly.
Be a man. And if you try to get out of paying your bill out of that, that's not right. We all know that.
Ought to tear it down and take it with them.
Woo, have mercy. Scotty Ray and Odie, we'll be right back. I think you're right.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
There's something special about autumn and Al's Garden and Gift. There's no better place to pick up beautiful mums, snapdragons, and pumpkins. Fall in love with pumpkins in a vibrant array of colors and sizes. Hay bales, corn stalks, homemade wreaths, flags, and unique pottery waterfalls will add extra appeal to an entrance or outdoor space. Tailgating festivities are fun with Captain Rodney's, Grumpy Man, Redneck Gourmet Sauces, Salsa, Jellies, Cheese Straws, and more. Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
You know, as we look at the remarks, I don't think there's ever been an electronic game that I ever got hooked on because I don't think I'm coordinated enough with my thumbs because, you know, you have to like I lack an ability to be able to do it. Now, I know there's a
Atari with the one stick and the one
I was
button.
horrible at the duck game, you know, where you shoot at the ducks.
Did that dog laugh at you?
Yeah, and it would get my anxiety up?
Yeah,
and I'd have to just walk away from it. And Dylan and all the kids loved it. I just couldn't play. That's just me.
I'm not real good on that deal that's got 42 buttons. Then somebody had said, you know, Apple allows that. I've just got a problem with it. If I own Apple, I'd say, you're an adult. You shouldn't have allowed that. Maybe I need to call back and say, yeah, about 6 years ago.
Jim, refund me my $8.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Now, what I'm about to show is not going to be very clear pictures. I want to have that up front, but it does give an image where we had somebody visit Woodstock Furniture, their store that's there off Front Street, their warehouse that may have, taken some things that weren't there. They borrowed them, so to speak, as we pull this up. And again, this is not the greatest picture that you're going to be able to see here. Let's zoom in on this a little bit better. We can see that that's a Dodge truck, isn't it? Yeah.
That is a Dodge. And look for an antenna like that sticking off the back.
CB antenna is what we got there.
I bet that
no
dude
bumper.
done pulled it off.
And it looks to have some form of a sticker there.
Yeah, short wheelbase.
Yeah. And that's the most that we can tell by the pictures there that we've got. But if you do see something, you can more than welcome to call them or the Meridian Police Department to report, hey, this may tie into that. So we don't like things to be borrowed. The Meridian Police Department is aware of that as they try to figure out what went on there. We had another one of those incidents last night, late yesterday afternoon in Scott County as we go west of the Meridian area toward the Jackson area. Odie, as we pull this, we had a two-car collision there on Highway 501 with injuries there. It was at Morton Marathon Road. We hope everything is okay in the end. It's horrible for those accidents to happen, and they can happen in the blink of an eye. as we saw over the weekend up in Leake County, a life was lost in a head-on collision.
And it goes back to, we've talked about this a couple of times on the show. If you're riding down a 4-lane road, don't just ride in the left lane, because if somebody thinks they're on the right side and they're not, they're on opposite road, they could hit you head on going around a curve, because they're going to be in their right lane, or what they think is their right lane.
And Odie, I can't tell you that it would really scare everybody that's watching to really realize how many times someone rides going the wrong direction. It happens nearly, I wouldn't say every day, but probably a minimum of 3 times a week somewhere here on a major highway. I'm not talking in a parking lot downtown where even if you were to tap, it wouldn't hurt. I'm talking major highway.
High speed.
Going in the wrong direction. It happens, and as Odie just pointed out, please stay in that right lane. I know that riding in the left lane becomes a habit, but it could cost you your life.
Yeah.
We got to do some bragging as we go to the Clarkdale community. And boy,
that's awesome.
Look at this, Odie. As Scott McQuaig was in with us, was it Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
And they were going out to do a singing and cooking and raise some money for the children at St. Jude's. And this again happened there right by Clarkdale High School. $8,000 was raised, and we cannot say thank you enough to everybody that went into this.
Yeah, that went out and participated. And
Steve and Cheryl Sedona, thank y'all for letting them host it at your place. Mighty kind of you to do that.
Yeah, that's $8,000 will go a long way.
Sure will. Help a child, and 100% of that goes to the medical care for children when you donate to them. That is a good cause, and if you've ever had a child sick or known someone, that's important. We got to do some bragging here also, since we're on the bragging board. Let's start in Lauderdale County. Look
That's
here.
right there. High Sheriff William D. Billy Sollie, fixing to retire. I think yesterday during the board meeting, he had 76 days left. So we're down to
He
75.
has a tendency to repeat that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he loves to count, and he's in the subtracting mode right now.
Now, let's go south of Meridian. Look here who we've got here also getting an award.
The High Sheriff of Clark County, Mr. Todd Kemp, and he is on his way. He'll be at 75 days today, too.
Yeah.
Retirement after a long stint as sheriff for Clark County, and he has supported Anthony Chancellor in this upcoming race.
Yeah, sure has.
Billy, he supports Ward.
Correct.
So we'll see.
James
Both of those
Moore
is
is supporting
coming
his
back.
own self.
James Moore supported himself the other day. Came right out and said so.
Yep. Jody Pennington didn't have anybody that he wanted to run against him.
Yeah, he just said, okay.
Here I am.
Here I am. So that's
Eric
November
Clark is
7th.
supporting Eric Clark. Great guy.
Yeah.
If you've never met Eric Clark, shake hands. I was somewhere the other day and they brought up Sheriff Eric Clark. They said, he's a good fella. I think it was at the birthday party, the anniversary party I was at in Philadelphia this weekend.
Good old guy.
Absolutely there. We've got a lot of people that protect our areas that are great, wonderful people. We can't say thank you enough. And
Well
Billy,
deserved.
we need to just start recording Billy, have a little segment. I got 74 days.
Countdown every day. Welcome to Scotty Ray and Odie Show. I've got 74 more days.
It would work. Speaking of, we'll be right back. We're going to step back in time and go in history to take a look at a few things that happened on this day. It's all right around the corner. Don't rush, y'all.
This November the 7th, make your vote count. Clark County deserves a sheriff who understands the heartbeat of our community. I'm a lifelong resident, a dedicated family man, and a trusted pillar of Clark County. I know what it means to protect and serve as a community leader. Our livelihood depends on the strength and integrity of our law enforcement. So on November the 7th, vote for Anthony Chancellor for Clark County Sheriff. Together, we can build a safer, stronger community for us all.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
And welcome back. I guess we need to address this. We've been asked several times about Western Sizzlet. Is it back open?
Yes, it is back open. They have gotten the repairs done.
How does it look inside? I
don't know. I didn't go. The rest of the group went yesterday. I ate a ham sandwich at the office.
Ooh, Odie. When Odie's eating ham, or has your wife put you on a budget?
No, the Lord did.
Who did?
The Lord.
Why did he do that? Did he send you a telegram? What did he do?
Yeah, he sent me a telegram when the preacher stepped on my toes, told me I owed them more money.
Oh, so you're donating more money to the cause.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving him more of his money back than what I did. And I said, well,
you'll eat a ham sandwich.
I can eat a ham sandwich a couple days a week.
All right.
Give him his money back. Boy, I tell you, a preacher didn't step on my toes. Preacher jumped up, come down, heel stomp right on the end of the toes where it hurt bad.
Told you to give a little bit more.
Woo! Yeah, if y'all read that Acts chapter 5, y'all read that tonight. It ain't but yay long. Y'all go back and write a bigger check too.
Words of wisdom from Odie.
Yeah, boy.
Already 7:30 this morning as we roll back and we go back to 1902. This young lady, and you rarely saw pictures of her, and I've had to dig into this to see a few. I added one here, a totally different look.
You didn't know her as young.
No. Let's go back and look at Granny. She was born on this day in 1902. You know her by Granny. Real name was Irene Ryan, and you would know her as Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies. Born on this day. And she was a pretty lady. I've seen tons, and I should have put together a montage of other pictures of her.
You know, she used to wave by holding her hand up.
I forgot that. She was she was truly an actress. She was good at what she done.
She was.
No, I'm telling y'all, if you don't know this name, I want y'all to Google this today because she was hot before I think the word hot was even invented.
Well, she may have been the one that caused it.
It could have been 1918. This girl was born. Her name was Rita Hayworth, and she was gorgeous. There's no other way. She was, I guess, what you would call Hollywood's first sex symbol. Really and truly.
Yeah, I could go for that.
But she was kind of like I guess what you would call it, the Taylor Swift of that day. She was big.
We've got something here.
What do we got?
Barbara and Glenn Smith, so we're not sure which one. Granny was my sister-in-law's cousin.
Get out of here.
Man.
Sister-in-law's cousin.
So it was kin to the other one of y'all?
Something like that.
Yeah. Man, that's pretty cool.
It is very cool. As I was looking for things that went on today in history, a name popped up, and I kept going, I know the name, and I can't place it. And I sat here, and I scratched my head for a few moments, and, of course, I don't have many hairs to scratch. And so then I decided to use Google, and then it hit me. It had a Mississippi tie-in. Do you remember the name Montgomery Cliff? I kept going, how do I know it? How do I know it? Well, he did a movie that was filmed in Mississippi. And he did it with Elizabeth Taylor. It was called Rain Tree County, as they were looking for the tree that had money on it. Oh. And, of course, it would go to the ruins of Windsor. And as we go here to pull this up, that is Windsor there. This was the staircase at Windsor before they dismantled it and gave it to Alcorn University, the staircase that went up to Windsor. But all that was filmed in Mississippi. And, of course, Elizabeth Taylor here. And I knew him. And that's what it was all about. 1920, Montgomery Cliff. He was a big actor as well. But, they're doing a big Save the Ruins of Windsor right now. They're redoing the capitals at the top of it.
Well, that needs,
The largest home that survived the Civil War and someone smoking a cigar and it burned to the ground. Anyway, if you've never been there, Port Gibson is where you'll find that in Mississippi. This guy here, I think you'll know is the overalls. Tom Poston. You don't know the name. You know the name?
I don't know the name.
No, me either. But you'll remember him from Bob Newhart. And as they put there, he probably appeared in more sitcoms than anybody else.
Well, that's pretty neat.
But he was always the repairman that hung out with Bob Newhart and that blah. How do you describe Bob Newhart? Not funny?
Yeah, no. He wasn't just dry. He was. I didn't watch it.
He wasn't my kind of funny.
Oh, no.
I only liked those three guys. It was, my name is, what was his name? And my other, Daryl, my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl. That part was funny. Let's go back to 1931 as they would finally get him. And it would be over a financial mistake for evading taxes. He was sentenced to jail for 11 years today. Al Capone.
What was what was that guy's name that got his nose broke and went after his vault?
That was Earl?
No. He had a little talk show.
You're talking Rivero.
Geraldo.
Where he opened the safe.
Yeah, and I mean for like 2 hours.
He
capsized and we're fixing to open the door, and there was nothing in there.
It was still the largest audience of a live event ever.
Yeah.
Of a show like that, of what was going to be in it. You got to give him credit for hitting ratings.
And nothing.
When I hear the name Zulu, I think of It's a Wonderful Life, Zulu's Pedals. But it was also the name of a TV character that you would become to know, and I can't pronounce. He goes by Zulu as his real name.
Well,
he had another long name, and who remembers Hawaii 5-0?
The original,
correct.
The good one. I don't know about this other.
Me either.
I just can't.
He always helped Dano Bookham.
That's right.
Now, as a kid, this was it. There's not a kid around that didn't have a little motorcycle that played in the bushes with it. Who am I talking about? Evel Knievel, one of America's first kind of heroes there were. He wore the red, white, and blue, and he done things that other men couldn't do.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
I think the man broke every bone that he ever had jumping.
Well, I mean, look at what he made. You know, and now his son, Robbie Knievel.
He died.
You know, Robbie did?
I think he died of cancer, if I am not mistaken.
Wow. Yeah,
y'all correct me if I'm wrong.
He picked it up and did it a good bit.
Evil really set, but I mean, he made tons off the toy. He was one of the first people to ever have toys made after him.
That little wind up.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that sucker.
Now, one of the most underrated movies that there ever was, that I think ought to be shown in school every year. It was 1939. It's a black and white show, but it really tells. And Odie, if you hadn't watched this, I'm gonna get a ruler after you.
It's been a while.
But 1939, this would hit theaters. And the story that it tells still stands today of what goes on in Washington. It would be the day that, Mr. Smith went to Washington. Jimmy Stewart would play the character of a guy that was elected to Congress, and he goes off and he arrives that, everybody in town is crooked. He goes against the grain, and they paint him as a crook, and he was innocent. And he'll tell you about the filibuster in that.
And that's exactly what's going on. You join their little club and go by their rules, or don't play at all.
And that's what happened. Whew. The biggest name, and most people will go, it was Alabama or it was Hank Jr., but no, that's not what happened in the 1980s. From 1980 to 1990, who had the most #1 songs in country music? It would be this guy, the ETC treatment, Earl Thomas Conley. And I misspelled Earl. Earl. It looked like an E without glasses.
That's right. It's close enough.
Yeah. He died in 2019, one of the best. You're just an angel in disguise. Once in a blue moon, I'll do something right. The list goes on and on of just #1 hits that Earl Thomas Conley had. This is what you would call a geek? Is that what you would call it?
Yeah. Well, no, because a geek is supposed to be smart.
Okay. Nerd? We'll go there?
No, I don't know about if that'd be a nerd.
Well, you come up with a word for us here. Let's go back to 47. This guy was born, you won't know him by his real name, but you'll know him by, was it Lenny?
Lenny. Because the other one was Squeaky, wasn't it?
Yeah, Squeaky. Lenny was born on this date. He's gone on to do other movies and things, and you have to really look to see who it is now. But in 47, he was born, and of course, that would be the TV show that made him a household name. Lenny and Squeaky.
I'm trying, what would you how would you group them? Y'all, come on. How would you group?
I'm still going with that nerd thing. But you don't think that's the word for it?
Not really a nerd. An outcast for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know the word.
We'll see. Somebody will come up with something.
I have to admit, I never watched this show, but I know it was humongous, and everybody else and their brother watched it, but I did not. As we go back to 1948, George Whitten was born. You'd know him from Cheers. That whole cast of characters there.
I've drank a beer in that bar.
You did go there, didn't you?
Yep.
And, of course, that's where that whole TV show began right there, Frasier. Yeah. It would be a spinoff of that.
Yeah, and they're trying to bring that back.
And I'm hearing it's not
geek.
good.
Michelle saying that's a geek. Goofy. Yeah.
And then maybe goofy may be a good word for it.
Yeah. So Alligator says pancreatic cancer passed January of this year. So I guess Robbie did die.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to remember a little bit of something. Maybe so.
Yeah. And I hate that he was kind of young.
Yeah.
He didn't set the records that his daddy did. His daddy left some big shoes to fill there.
Oh, yeah.
We go back to 1948, and you'll only remember she was in other movies and some spooky things, but this was the big one. She was in Superman. Margaret Kidder was born on this date, and she was Lois Lane. She played it for like 4 or 5 of those shows there.
Yeah, she stayed on it, so, and that was the only thing I really remember her from.
You know, girls on this day in 1957 were piled deep in line to go see this movie because it would be released tonight and you could see it for the first time, and they wanted to see the hips move. That's really all they went for.
That dance move that he can do.
There you go. Jailhouse Rock opened to theaters today in 1957. It ain't been matched yet.
Jailhouse Rock. Michael Ray, I'm glad you're spick and span now. He said he's clean.
Did he take a bath?
Well, yeah, you know how he said that he's always putting us on and then getting in the shower.
I forgot about that. And you told him, don't tell me that. Yeah. Don't give me a visual.
Yeah, but at least he bought our lunch that day.
He sure did. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
1958, a legend would be born. There's no other way to word this. He would take simplicity as Hank Williams did and become one of the most household names in country music there were. A gentleman among gentlemen is who he is, as Alan Jackson celebrates a birthday today.
Oh, Alan Jackson.
I'm telling you, it don't get any better than that man.
He has got it now.
1968, this would be the first time it would last 12 minutes. It was unheard of.
Yeah.
Cars chasing cars? What is that? Is that a Mustang? Is that a Charger? Yeah, it was. As Bullet premiered tonight. And they spent 12 minutes chasing each other down the streets of San Francisco.
Yeah, nothing like that's going to be good part of the movie. That's just not going to do it. People aren't going to watch this. And look at what we've got now. He came back and did one that was for like 30-something minutes. The original, what was the Mustang?
Eleanor?
Eleanor. All right, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
The original Gone in 60 Seconds.
Saw that.
Had a huge
car chase in
it.
That was good, too.
That was good.
And I don't know if you know this about this Mustang here. That car was sold, and a guy bought it. He drove it to high school. His dad bought it, and he drove it to high school. It sat on the carport for like 15 years. Somebody comes along and buys it, and next thing you know, the car's gone. It ended up in Mexico, sitting behind somebody's house. It was found, horrible shape, and it was worth millions. They've brought it back and I think restored it.
Wow.
That was a big deal there. That was back before people realized cars like that could be worth a little something. I always mispronounce this guy's name, so Odie, what do you call him?
Eminem.
I should have just put 2 M's up there and been done with it, and I could have said it. For what? Y'all look at this. When I glance at that, I want to say it's Enema's birthday. Enema's having a birthday. 1972. Now, I can't tell you a thing that boy sang because I can't understand it. He spits and makes weird sounds with the microphone, but he's made millions off of it.
Oh, he is.
And I don't want no comment out of you on this.
I love that song.
But you got to hush. You cannot make any comments. As we go back to 1972, and the whole audience sang of the live version of this, and we'll just throw it up on the screen because you must have been, and I'm not going to.
Well, I mean, half of them said it, and the other half. So he invited, he split the audience all together.
He sure did.
I'm not saying that word.
I ain't touching it.
Won't you? Y'all got to go see that. I mean, at least
Once I was swimming across Turtle Creek, man, them snappers all around my feet. Hush.
I'm joking. You want things come out of my mind.
Okay,
Okay, let's go to something good that we can talk about.
yes, sir, Bob. We can talk about this one because everybody liked this fella. His name was Benji, and it was in theaters in 1974. Everybody loved that dog.
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, this...
Are you trying to tie
have
this?
some patience with... No, you got to have some patience with a dog.
Swimming across Turtle Creek.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could you imagine what goes into somebody
Training a dog, seriously? No.
For a movie?
Ooh.
Did you see the one about the Dobermans where the guy trained them to rob a bank?
I have heard that.
The Doberman gang, I believe, is what it was. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking
That
about. If I'm
really
going to rob a bank, I'm going to send a couple dogs up in there.
You remember the two from Magnum PI that always wanted to get?
Yeah.
Then there was Eddie off of Frasier. Lassie. The list goes on of famous dogs there was. 1991, we would lose a legend on this date because you had 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older. Tennessee Ernie Ford passed away on this date back in 1991. 36 years to the date that song was number one there.
That was a...
Oh, my soul to the company store.
That's about right.
Boy, he sang it. Ain't no high-tone woman gonna walk the line. Is that what he said? Something like that. 2020, we would lose a voice that you would know. We talked about it when it began in 1974. Yeah. He would carry the show until, well, he couldn't do it anymore. He had a voice that came into your houses, your bedrooms, and everywhere else, as we would lose Bob Kingsley from the American Country Countdown.
Bob Kingsley.
What a great day he was. Great voice he was. Great day. Where did
great
that
day.
come?
Where, say something you got to tell me.
2018, we got a little out of order there as we go here to... Who remembers this show, Kick? I've never watched it, and I wasn't a big fan of the original one, but I do realize that it was an American big show. She just crossed lines that, well, it wasn't my lifestyle, so I didn't watch her, so to speak.
She was weird.
The Connors premiered on this date, and she didn't last long. She would say something.
Well, that was the new
show, The Connors. It premiered in 18. She made it, 3-4 weeks?
Something like that, and then they had to kill her off, but it's still that.
Yeah, that.
I just couldn't watch it.
But I couldn't watch that. I think that had a lot to do. She changed television of the home feeling that it had to those subjects that she put on Roseanne. It really changed what was acceptable in America, and then led to the reality shows, and then where we are now.
Oh yeah.
My thoughts. I can't prove any of that. That's just a.
Well, I mean, people talked about crap that shouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say shouldn't.
That wasn't.
It's not the subject that they talked about. I guess it's the belief that goes along with it.
Yeah. Was all of that happening in America? It was, but it had never been brought to you in your living room like that before. Just small thoughts. We don't know everything. We'll be right back.
Hello, I am Justin J.J. Anders, and I'm running for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor. Many of you may know me from the UPS store, which I owned and operated for over 13 years. I'm a family man and a businessman. The Board of Supervisors is the business board of Lauderdale County. I have the business background and experience needed to be a valued member of this board. I am financially conservative and believe we should live within our means. I am Justin J.J. Anders, and I'm asking for your vote for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor.
Interstate Auto, conveniently located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, right down from IHOP, has a large selection of late model cars and trucks just waiting on you. You may be in the market for an SUV or a family sedan to fit all the kids in. And a huge selection of trucks, whether it's a Ford, a GMC, a Chevrolet, a Dodge Ram that you're looking for, or economical Toyota truck. Inventory changes daily at Interstate Auto. From a minivan to a sporty four-door sedan, Interstate Auto has what you need, North Frontage Road, Meridian. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calipers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rockhouse will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. I'm sure you've seen these signs around town. Snowden and Company, when you're looking for a home, you're looking to expand, more bedrooms. Well, maybe it's the other way. You need less bedrooms and less grass to mow. They can find it for you here at Snowden and Company. Find the dream home or the home that fits your need there. Adding salesmen and ladies all the time. They'll serve you from Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark, all these areas, and even expanded over to the Brandon-Madison area there.
Yeah, this company is one of those. If you've got a starter home and you're just now starting a family and now you need a different school district, contact them. They can get you the bigger home, a different school district, help you sell the home that you've got now to get the most out of it, that's your equity that you've got in it. Just some good people that's going to step in, help you do all the work, and get you what you really want out of life.
See them today at Snowden and Company, 453-3937. See Amanda, any of her staff. They'll be glad to help you along and get what you need there. Boy, this morning is flying, isn't it?
It has gone by, but not quite like the 7 years of Hayes. Hayes' birthday.
Oh, really?
Today, he is 7 years old. So, Hayes, happy birthday.
I want to bring this up. This will be here before you know it. Out of the family fish camp, the Down East boys are going to be in concert. They're coming up there. You'll be able to eat a great meal, $25. Up until then, day of show, it's going to go up. But drop in, get your tickets there. It's on Vimville, Causeville Road. It's going to be a great concert. The Down East boys.
Yeah, only 200 tickets will be sold.
That's right.
You might want to go ahead and get them now and don't wait, because that place will fill up.
I've already been told it's down to only 100 left. So.
Ooh. So, yeah, we're halfway there, so
yes,
you better
sir.
Go ahead and get them.
Let's see what else has gone on over the last little bit that we want to bring up. Now, I disagree with this. As Mississippi Wildlife and Forestry Commission tells you, don't do this. There's not a Mississippian that will agree with ne'er one of those boys that are telling you this. They say what do you do when you run up on a snake? They're saying let it go, no matter what.
Yeah.
They said only 6% is, I think 6 species in the state is poisonous. I don't care. They all look it.
I don't like it. The king snake's the only one I'll let go, but I've got to know for a fact that's what it is before I get too close.
They're saying let them all go so it will equal the balance. I ain't agreeing with y'all. Y'all can send that memo to somebody else.
Yeah.
What was the old saying in the South? There's only one type of good snake.
Dead one.
Yep. I think everybody will agree with that. We go to Conahatta next for a decision. That's not far from here as we look at that.
So Hayes Warren, she said I forgot to put his last name. Yeah, because we didn't know, but Hayes Warren, 7 years old today.
Robin agrees with us about those snakes there. But as we go to Conahatta, we found out that a man has pled guilty to sexual abuse of a child. This would go to the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. He faces up to 20 years in jail. Under 12 years old is what we've got. Have no idea what that was about.
Lois says, join the snake identification Facebook page. I will say that it's been pretty good, and I've learned a lot about how to identify.
You know what I learned?
Yeah,
I didn't want to look at my phone anymore. Every time I'd open up, it'd be some snake looking at me. I thought, I ain't looking at that page no more.
Well, I'll identify it right before I kill it. That's the ones that was in my yard.
If you like looking at them, it's a great page. But I don't like those little slithery critters looking at me, the little beady eyes.
Oh, I don't either. But, yeah, I want to know exactly what it is. If you're a king snake and you've let me know where you are, you can stay rent-free at my house.
Sent your letter in the mail.
But if you anything else, you ain't staying at my house.
Warren County, this will be on the western side of the state. 3 people were killed. It was a van. Those E350, you know, the type that'll hold 10 or 12 people, ran off the edge of the road. 3 people were killed in an accident there in Warren County. This would happen late yesterday afternoon. When I first got a hold of the story, I thought it was a school bus because they referred to it as a bus. If you'll remember those little transit buses, the little miniature ones, ran off the road and 3 people were killed. We send condolences to family members that were involved in that. That's just horrible for something like that to happen.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what they're going to do on this, but as we look at Hinds County, as we look over to the west there, they're closing a portion of a jail, got 200 people in it, and saying the sheriff is saying that it's not secure. And so they're closing it and moving those prisoners to another location for safety concerns. Pod A at the Raymond Detention Center. And you go, well, what does that mean? Every time that I've brought up somebody that's escaped from Jackson has come out of that place. Every single one of them was.
Well, maybe it does need to be shut down.
Now, I don't know what the security measures, what was wrong, but he's right. Every one of them that have broken out have come out of there.
Well, I tell you, how about build a fence with some razor wire on top of it and put a guard at all four corners, and you go have a little tent that you can sleep under. You get out there with your hoe and hoe up your food for lunch. And anybody that tries to jump the fence, hello, this ain't hard.
They would say there's not enough budget to finance security guards around a fence at this point.
Well, you don't have a building, you don't have power, you don't have food because they've got to raise all their food.
You brought that up. Is it Sheriff Joe that was in Arizona? Is he still doing that? Is he still sheriff? He can't do that anymore?
No.
He got ruled that was cruel or something?
I'm not sure exactly what came out of it.
If y'all remember, he had pink jumpsuits and made them sleep in tents and grow their own food.
Yeah. And he asked her, said, well, why are you giving them pink? He said, because I put out a request for a quote, and the pink ones were cheaper.
Point blank.
All you got to have is heat.
You know,
get you a fan for some air conditioning.
I
bet when those folks left his jail, they said, hey, I ain't coming back.
No, you didn't want to do that, and it was embarrassing. They said was one of the lawsuits, I think, of wearing pink.
The ones here be like, look, man, I can go to school, get out with my doctorate. I got health care. I got all the food I want. I got TV. I ain't got no bills. I'm going to go back.
As we cross the state line into Louisiana, we find out that a Monroe state trooper got arrested for DUI. The law even applies to them. You believe that?
Cool.
I can guarantee you the next step, it will be you no longer employed by us. That's coming, as we know that you've got to be an example in your job and what you do. Scotty Ray and Odie, more on the way.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care. Forget custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical, 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian, 601-693-6374.
If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. Mark your calendars for the Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. October the 28th at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. From boutique items, jewelry, wooden items, T-shirts, soups and dips, home decor, stocking stuffers, gift ideas galore. Something for everyone on your Christmas wish list. That's Saturday, October the 28th from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. The Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. Call Becky at 601-480-1776.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at all
Well, if you got a ding or something a little bit more serious, this is the guy you go talk to. Chet's Paint and Body. You'll find him in Center Hill, right there in the curb.
Oh, yeah.
For conveniently located. Been a part of the community almost forever now.
Oh, I mean, he's not only lived here, went to school here, been a part here with his business. This is something that he's done growing up as a passion. He was good at it, and now he's made a job out of it and a career. And let me tell you, he takes pride in the work that he does.
Sure does.
At Chet's Paint and Body. And he's going to work with your insurance. He's going to do all the work. You don't have to do anything. Take your car to him. When he gets done, everything's going to be right.
Sure is. And this is what the office looks like when you pull up there. That's what you'll see there. Drop inside and they'll take care of you and handle the rest from there.
I see it.
Coming up at the top of the hour is we're winding down another day. I was seeing here, there seemed like there were some other things that were happening around the nation. We mentioned her about her passing away. We go to Hollywood. And a lot of time, Hollywoods don't believe in protecting their own or anything. A lot of them will be superstars that don't believe in guns. Well, that's not the case of this famous hairdresser. She was the lady that done all the hair. Remember the movie National Treasury?
Yeah.
She got a big $2 million home out there, and somebody tried to break in. She took care of them.
What?
They weren't deceased, but they ain't coming crawling back through a window no more.
They won't do that again.
It kind of rattled Hollywood that one of their own would do that. Now, I brought this up yesterday afternoon, and we always send prayers when our guys and gals are on standby. We have 2,000 troops that are on standby waiting for the word that they're going to be deployed to Israel. Godspeed as they stand by. They'll be there not to actually take action, but to train and help.
That's right.
In any type way that they can. Now, can things escalate to something bigger later? They could.
It definitely need our prayers over there. Israel needs our prayers, and all of our military men and women need our prayers. And hopefully we're getting everybody that wants to leave back home, whether it be a chartered airplane. I've heard now that they have chartered a cruise ship that they're getting over there to start getting some people on to get them out of there that want to get out. But I tell you right now, that whole we still got, this is another war. This is number 2. We've still got Ukraine over there that's still fighting. So we've got 2 of them. We need to pray that God puts his hands over all of our land, especially ours.
Our homeland.
Our homeland. And take care of us and Israel. And hey, I want him to pray for everybody out there. But we're 2 lands that really serve him.
That's correct. I'm going to shock you with this next headline is Joe Biden's brother is back in the news. If you remember 2 weeks ago, we told you that, well, he may have taken a picture of himself without any clothes. And it ended up on a gay male site. And he goes, well, I didn't do that. Okay, sure. Your phone was hacked. This week, as the headlines come out, they say that Jim is tied to a fraud scheme where $125,000 in business loans were used for possibly, and we say possibly because it hadn't been proven yet, and an expense scheme that included buying season tickets to the Philadelphia Eagles. Huh. The big guy. Wasn't that his name? The big guy?
Yeah, that was Biden.
Yeah, they're starting to tie all this together. We'll wait.
So Joe was the big guy.
His brother had a large hand in it, it sounds like. We'll see what becomes of all of this. Everything is just hearsay at this point. As they're all trying to speculate, will charges ever make it to court? I doubt it. It's America.
Garlandsville, Mississippi. Good morning, James. Wow. Chicago,
back up to that.
Go back to that one. Giving $9,000 to migrants to cover their rent and furnish their apartments.
But look at that next line there. It's a company that is making millions off of it. In 30 days, they've made $7 million off the government for housing this. It's a money scheme. They don't want this to stop.
Yeah. Now
all
New York is, look, we can't take no more.
Yeah.
We're through. We can't take anymore. It's time that, look, I'm all for taking care of your own. And making sure your brother out there has something to eat. But it's time, people got to go.
Yeah, if you're not a citizen, there used to be a thing you had to be able to be a citizen, and you could ask people, show me your ID.
Well, and if you wanted to come in this country, you had to say what your skill is.
That's right.
Who do you know here that will make sure you've got a place to stay and take care of until you get going? You can't just blindly walk in.
The thing that was always with the United States, you had to add a benefit to come to our country, and that is taken away now.
And I have no problem. Anybody that wants to come over here, come over here. We will welcome you if you do it right. But that was why we were still having manufacturing jobs. We were able to make a living before we sold our country out. And we're still selling our country out day to day right now with the way it's being run with
we know that
Bidenomics or whatever they want to call that junk. I'm telling you, we're in a bad situation.
We got to get back to work and make people actually earn their own living.
When you got more people that's sitting there on a government take every month than you do working.
Well, one day,
you can't
Odie,
get people.
You know that's going to go like this, and then what happens then? Rome.
Then it's going to collapse. And then the only thing that you're going to be able to do is succeed. And when that happens, if the good Lord hadn't come back, when that happens, people's got to really take a stand on, do they want to join society, or do they want to move somewhere else and somebody's going to take care of them?
I don't know that that'll ever happen, because they have to have the working folks to take care of those that don't want to work. I don't know if there'll ever be a separation. We'll see.
No,
well,
I mean,
look at this. We're already over time, Odie.
Golly,
We
so
got to go
much
do
fun.
something.
Well, we got to go to work now, don't we?
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to do. We got to
But
go.
that's
earn.
okay.
We got some people we got to go take care of.
But hey, we'll be back in 23 hours because we want to be here with you because we thank you for being here. But we want you to enjoy your rest of your day because we love you and Jesus does too. See you tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.